Planes 3 was supposed to be released on April 12th of 2019, and it's what I would have said if it actually happened. But, however, though, a year before it was supposed to be released, this movie was canceled. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about why was this movie canceled, and why did Disney just stop making this movie. So anyways, let's get into it. Hello everyone, it's Warwolf the Furry here today, and today we're going to be talking about a specific movie that Disney was so in progress of working on, but it was canceled. So anyways, let's get into it. So this movie is another spin-off film from the world of cars and planes. So basically, a lot of people call this movie Planes 3, and plus the name of this movie had been changed 3 times, from Planes 3 and then to the word space, and then finally the official name of this film, Beyond the Sky. And you're probably wondering, well, if this movie was such in progress, if this movie actually was released, it would have changed the Cars franchise entirely. And now, you're probably wondering, well, why was this movie canceled? Well, the obvious answer is the studio that was working on Planes 3 shut down, basically. So anyways, let's talk about the story of a company known for one of the best and worst sequels in history. The name of this Disney studio was called Disney Toon Studios. So back in the 80s and 90s and all the way up to the 2000s, and all the way in California, Disney Toon Studios has been working on a lot of other films like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, you name it, a lot of other films. So anyways, in 2013, after the official Planes movie came out, one of the actors from the Planes movie actually said that there will be a third chapter of the Planes franchise, and it will be based on the world of cars and planes, and ultimately it would be about the world going into space exploration. And which just sounds really, really awesome. So literally taking the Cars universe literally beyond the stars and also to the horizon. And well, basically that's all. Basically that's all we knew about this movie until in 2024, a teaser trailer of the movie was leaked online. So, anyways, here's the trailer. So yeah, so unfortunately though, the trailer is very unfortunately very low quality, unfortunately, because basically it's the only version that currently exists. So if you watch that trailer from a few seconds ago, you can immediately feel how different this movie actually was. So anyways, let's now get into the characters in this movie. So basically, thanks to a lot of other people out there online, we've actually got concept art and a lot of other concepts for this movie. So as we can see, the main character for this new Planes film movie wasn't Dusty Crawhopper, but in an entirely a whole new character, a futuristic space plane known as Blaze. And now you might be wondering, what is Blaze based on? I mean, what is she based on? Well, first of all, you might assume, oh wait, is she based on the canceled prototype of the YF-23 fighter jet? Well, close. And basically, there is one other concept aircraft that I think she might sort of match with this. She possibly could be based on one of Europe's canceled concepts of a sixth generation fighter jet. But you might be wondering, what was the main plot of her and what is her story? Well, basically, she was a prototype plane that the government had in the Cars universe. But then eventually, she was replaced by this other main character known as the X-85. And now, unfortunately, though, the name of this character is unfortunately unknown. Though, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna guess his name. I'm gonna guess his name is Newton, if I have to guess. So let's just call him that. We'll just call this guy Newton. So, anyways, from what I can tell, what he is based on, he is based on the canceled, goofy-looking prototype, ugly duckling VTOL fighter jet from the 90s, known as the X-32. And for those who don't know what the X-32 was, the X-32 was an aircraft that was competing against the F-35B. And the F-35B was supposed to be the world's first fifth generation fighter jet that can vertically take off like a British Harrier jump jet. So anyways, the X-32 was of course outrun by the F-35B. And of course, absolutely no one liked this aircraft because it looks too goofy looking. And also, from Newton's design, you can tell his mouth is really, really big from this movie. And anyways, I don't think his original concept was ever used for this movie. Okay, so sorry about that. So the other reason why that I'm thinking this model just never worked was actually because unfortunately I forgot to mention this most at the time as I'm editing this, but here is a test animation, or I guess it was a concept animation called the X85 intro. So anyways, enjoy.
For over 7 decades, the pioneers of the X-plane program have been on the cutting edge of aviation history. The tip of the spear, the forefront of exploration. Now we're looking to conquer a new frontier. Space. Now I know what you're all thinking. Haven't we already been to space? Of course. From early satellites to the Apollo program to the space shuttle, we've been there. But we had to strap giant rockets and boosters onto those vehicles and forcibly launch them into orbit. But an ordinary plane, taking off from the ground and touching the stars anytime he wants, completely on his own power, that has never been done before. Until now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the X-plane Model 85 ultrasonic multi-atmosphere research aircraft, our first single-stage to orbit vehicle. Advanced ramjets and fusion-driven ion propulsion rockets, 16 independent reaction control thrusters, morphing wings, electron transpiration cooling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the X-85 is, put simply, the most impressive and important X-plane of all time.
Impossible dream. It's like they're talking about you, Crash Test.
It's Blaze.
You gave yourself a call sign? Sad. You're a test plane, hun. And now you're done.
What's it like to be the first plane selected to go to space?
Is this your first assignment over here?
I'm not done.
Okay, so anyways, so that was the other part of the animation. So anyways, here's was another test clip animation from the movie. And also, there's going to be a whole new character, and that apparently we're going to discuss here in the moment. So anyways, enjoy.
I know how terrible you must feel. But we're gonna get through this somehow, okay? You'll just make yourself miserable sitting around feeling guilty.
You think I feel guilty?
Well, yeah. I just thought that...
You think that's my problem? I don't feel guilty. I feel like an idiot. I should have done it on my own. Gotten the fuel, gone to space. My mistake was getting involved with all of you.
Oh. I see. Okay.
Here's your fuel.
Yeah, I managed to get it before we got caught. If space is all that really matters to you, then there you go. Good luck.
So anyways, so that was the other test clip animation. So anyways, from this animation, so we could see this really small looking aircraft comes into Blaze's hangar and consoles her. So anyways, let's talk about what this small character is based on. So anyways, so the name of this character was named Todd. And you're probably wondering, well, what is Todd based on? Well, he is based on the real-life Goblin aircraft, the experimental rocket plane that the U.S. military made near the end of World War II. And for those who don't know what the Goblin aircraft was, so basically near the end of World War II, the U.S. military was working on some new aircraft that can launch off of a bomb bay door of a B-29 Super Fortress. Yes, the most famous bomber for dropping the atomic bomb, of course. And so basically, the military was working on experimental aircraft that can literally launch off from a bomb bay door of a bomber plane, and then it can literally just go up to targets and destroy targets. So anyway, so I have no idea why Disney chose this aircraft to become the sidekick character from this for this movie. But from the looks of him, a lot of y'all might be assuming, oh wait, is this Dusty Crawlpopper? Well, no, of course. This is definitely not Dusty Crawlpopper. And also in a test animation clip, we can see Todd from where it looks like he's trying to escape from the cops. So apparently it looks like maybe he might have stolen fuel and tried to reach space illegally, and then eventually he just crashed, and then he gets into a full-blown chase scene. Anyways, from this on the test animation clip, you can literally see of a military aircraft trying to rescue him. So anyways, here's the test animation clip. So anyways, so that was the test animation for that scene, apparently. And you can tell, so you tell, it looks like that chase scene was very, very intense, from what you can tell. So anyways, now let's get into the other mysterious characters in this movie. So anyways, here is the other character from this movie. And unfortunately, though, the name of this character is unfortunately unknown, though. And you're probably wondering, like, oh wait, is this character based on a B-2 stealth bomber? Well, no, she's definitely not based on a B-2 stealth bomber. She's actually based on the U.S. Navy's stealth UAV fighter drones that they use on their aircraft carriers, known as the MQ-28 fighter drone or something, or whatever. I forgot the name of the plane, but I do know, that the U.S. Navy uses these on their aircraft carriers. So, anyways, I'm thinking this is also was another sidekick character from this movie. And basically, now you're probably wondering, well, why did Disney decide to use a stealth UAV fighter drone as one of their characters? Well, the answer to that is, I don't know, but still. Anyways, now let's get to one of the weirdest parts of this movie. So, in the teaser trailer, we can see this character, a plane representing a Lockheed Martin SR-71 Blackbird, or the A-12 Blackbird, and he appears briefly inside the teaser trailer. Then we can see in a few concept arts that he seems to confront Blaze with a very, very threatening look, and then ultimately disappearing into the darkness. And then now there's this other weird character. So in some parts of the leaked animation test clips, we can see this weird cube-shaped looking vehicle eventually jumping out of the rocket and then jumping onto Blaze's fuselage. And now apparently this was some kind of unknown vehicle that just was randomly discovered in space, and also had access to highly advanced rocket technology and very advanced technology. So, is this character an alien or something? Well, that possibly could explain this piece of concept art with two RVs in front of it. Now you're probably wondering first, wait, where are these two RVs? Well, this might seem like Harvey and Winnie from Planes, Fire, and Rescue, which is Planes 2, and the car in the middle might be their kid. You may never know. And then also behind the sign that says "Welcome to Area 50." That says "Welcome to Area 51." You can see there's this aircraft coming up right behind the sign, and I'm thinking the weird aircraft might be saying like, "What are you doing? Why are you standing in front of my sign in this restricted place?" That's probably what the line was. Well, I don't know that for sure though, but I just made that up, but still. So anyways, so this movie though was supposed to be released on April 12th of 2019. So now let's talk about that. Why was it never released? So Disney Toons co-founder was named John Lasseter. Although John Lasseter was a legend in the animation industry because he's famously known for the first few movies of Toy Story and other movies, you name it. But John Lasseter, though, he did have his controversies because in 2017 he took a lead absence from Disney following from a lead of misconduct. And now, I won't explain what else John Lasseter did, but I'm not going to explain it here because, well, let's just say, if you guys want to do your own research about what happened to him, please be very, very careful and cautious. And ultimately, later that year in 2018, Beyond the Sky was suddenly removed from Disney's release schedule. And then in June of 2018, Disney Toon Studios was officially shut down, and this film also disappearing along with it. I just wish, I just really, really wish that we got this movie, because Beyond the Sky just looks so interesting. It actually did. But it's just really, really sad. So anyways, hopefully y'all enjoyed this film. But I think at the time, Disney had the chance. I think they had the chance to create one of the greatest movies ever. But no, Disney squandered that opportunity. And also another side note that if this movie was released, I think this movie would have been outrun by another film. But this time, this other film, it was not Disney. This time, it was from Paramount. Because in 2019, in Paramount, Top Gun Maverick was announced. And if Top Gun Maverick came out around that same time, it would take Disney's watchers away from their movie Beyond the Sky. So, yeah, but I don't know that, but really, that's just my theory. But if you guys have any other theories, or if you'll have any other theories about this movie, please put them in the comment section below. So, anyways, hopefully you'll enjoyed this film called about the canceled Disney film Beyond the Sky, or simply Planes 3. So anyways, this is Wolf the Furry, howling off.